Finance Committee wish to speak on the motion to pass over?
The Finance Committee wants to recommend passing it over. Initially, the Finance Committee voted to support this, but it's pretty hard to support something that is for the schools. The schools have determined needs greater thought. So we voted to pass over.
Mrs. Kalamazoo.
We're going to have to do that as well. Who's the initial sponsor of Article 13? Where did this come from?
Well, the warrant says the sponsor is the Board of Selectmen, but
Okay, with or without input from the school committee? I'm just concerned because I essentially agree with Vaca that it's very vague. If this is intended to fund the rising cost of special ed, then it should say so. And if it does not, if this is what this is designated for, then I would recommend passing over.
Mrs. Vaca.
Originally, through cooperative efforts of the finance planning team, we were trying to create an account should the stimulus funds need a place to hold over past one fiscal year into the next. And we've since learned that the stimulus funds, the ARRA funds, have a building mechanism that will allow us to carry those grant monies forward into the next year. So we don't need it for that purpose.
Mr. O'Leary.
That's true. One of the first topics of discussion was the federal stimulus funds, and what if there was there a need to introduce a mechanism in order to secure that for their intended purpose? In addition to that, the use of those federal funds also may free up some additional money within the school department budget and/or general government to make it available at the end of the year. So rather than just having it go into free cash, this stabilization fund, while not specific to special needs, can include any additional funds, residual funds left over, putting it in there rather than having to go to free cash, specifically for the school department. So this is actually more broad-based than just the special needs stabilization fund. So therefore, we thought it was a good idea to provide this mechanism now, because again, as we're going through this fiscal year, when we come to April town meeting, we needed a place. We thought having a place, put these residual funds or identifiable funds into it, going into the next fiscal year, would help secure additional money specifically for the school department stabilization. We still think it's a good idea. We urge you to vote no on the motion to pass over, establish the fund, and allow us to take whatever residual funds, if there are any, put them in there sooner rather than later.
Mr. Webster.
First, I do want to give credit to Mr. Mosseri, Mr. O'Leary, and the Board of Selectmen, because they have been working on this for a while, and it has been discussed at finance planning team meetings. However, the initial idea was to put leftover ARRA funds effectively in the table of contents for the warrant. That's what stayed in the table of contents. So I guess the other issue that Mr. O'Leary just raised in terms of extra money that may be freed up by using ARRA federal funds. Right now, all the ARRA funds we're using are supplementing money that we didn't have for the budget. So the funds that are being used, if we didn't have those funds, we probably would have laid off 8 to 10 positions. Our plan, we currently are using, I think, about 65 to 70% of ARRA money, with the hopes that we can maintain about 30% for next year. The only way that we want to touch that ARRA money for this fiscal year is if the state cuts local aid. There aren't going to be any funds freed up on the school side by use of ARRA money. I do think that one of the issues here is communication, more on the school committee's part than on the selectmen's part. The school committee has not discussed this item in depth, and we just would like to see it move to the April town meeting when we've had more time to discuss it, and so we're more comfortable with the wording and the direction of the article. It's not because we think it's a bad idea. We just want to make sure that we're 100% comfortable and we've had full discussion on the item.
For those who might be wondering, what is ARA, American Recovery Act? pass over. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries. That brings us to Article 14. Mr. Yule.
Mr. Moderator, I move to amend Article 7, Parks and Recreation Revolving Fund, reauthorize of the April 6, 2009 annual town meeting by increasing the maximum expenditure in FY 2010 to $324,228 as specified in Article 14 as printed in the warrant.
We have the motion. Does the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation? Mr. Yule.
Board of Selectmen, I unanimously recommend.
The Finance Committee.
The Finance Committee unanimously recommends.
Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Article 15, Vino.
Mr. Moderator, I move to amend the Code of the North Reading General Bylaws, Chapter 80, Hazardous Materials, and to authorize non-substantive changes to the numbering of the bylaw in order that it be in compliance with the numbering format of the North Reading, of the Code of North Reading as specified in Article 15 as printed in the warrant.
We have the motion. Does the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation? Mr. Vino.
The Board of Selectmen unanimously recommend.
To the Finance Committee. No action required. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Article 16. Mr. O'Leary.
Mr. Moderator, I move to amend the Code of the Town of North Reading by adding a new chapter, 107, marijuana. Article 1, regulating public consumption of marijuana, hydrocarbon, to control the public use of marijuana, and to amend the list of fines under Chapter 1, General Provisions 1-5B3, violations and penalties, to include those specified under Chapter 107, and to authorize non-substantive changes to the numbering of the bylaw in order that it be in compliance with the numbering format of the Code of North Reading as specified in Article 16 as printed in the warrant.
We have the motion. Does the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation? Mr. O'Leary.
Yes, the Board of Selectmen unanimously recommend.
I'm going to wait for the Finance Committee recommendation. Mr. Kirby.
Finance Committee does not recommend this article, primarily related to two concerns. One is associated with the size of the penalty that would be attributable. And secondly, if you read the article closely, we have concerns that the ending of the first paragraph could be construed to be applicable to consumption on private property through the reference to any place accessible to the public. And for those reasons, the Finance Committee does not recommend.
Mr. O'Leary.
The Board of Selectmen is recommending this. This article was presented as a direct result of the action of the electorate last year by decriminalizing certain amounts of marijuana, consumption of it. Police chief has recommended that we implement this so that anybody who is consuming it in public places, not on private property, public places, would be subject to ticketing and fines. So that again, what this does, is it allows our local police department to enforce people who may be consuming this drug in public places. It allows some sort of law and order. I don't know, but we would recommend passing.
Sir.
Mr. Moderator, I'm Don Putney. I'm from 20 Riverside Drive, North Reading. I would like to propose and have in writing an amendment to this article. The proposal will take Article 16, Article 1, Section 107.3, and in the, I have it bracketed in hand here, I will read it. This bylaw may be enforced through any lawful means in law and in equity, including, but not limited to, enforcement by criminal indictment or complaint pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 40, 21, and Section 151A of the General Laws. I would like to stop there and continue with the wording by any police officer of the town. I would be glad to give an explanation to anybody who wishes.
The proposed amendment is to delete the words in section 107.3, to delete the words "for non-criminal disposition pursuant to General Law, Chapter 40, 21D, and section 1-5.b of the general bylaws." So as to delete those words. Mr. Putney, if you'd like to, town council's reviewing it now, if you'd like to explain why you're making the amendment.
Certainly. That part of the wording allows for decriminalization. As you are well aware, the state has passed a decriminalization portion of their law. However, federal law still recognizes this as a Class 1 narcotic. All cannabis products, of which this is one, are in the same category as opiates. My philosophy, personally, I've worked in this field for all my life, is that adding another substance into our society on a free basis, which that wording allows, it recognizes it as something that can be used in public, but you can pay a fine for using it. Therefore, it is not banned. Having another substance just means more law enforcement. Every